Hey guys, it's Melanie Hinds. How are you guys? Busy day today. I need your prayer. I prayed with everybody on the Zoom this morning. I opened up the Zoom for Miracle Manifestation members, so you can now watch the replay. I changed the setting. It wasn't just Mastermind, it was Miracle Manifestation. I might not have time to do the thumbnail, though, to update it, so I'm letting you know on this summary. So go look, watch it. If you are a Miracle Manifestation member, or if you qualify for the Zooms at all as a member of my channel, you have access to the Zoom. It was very important to discuss. It's very important today, so go watch it. Anyways, I'm glad I opened it up so everybody was there. So we are getting intel from my military sources. I just have to say that. Somebody asked on the Zoom because I haven't been saying it, but we did. So here's the deal. Very messy intel today. Just buckle up, Buttercup. Remember, God said, don't worry about the banks. It's going to be messy. Take the money and run. Why? Because if you're using my 3 steps, because I can't speak to what the redemption centers are saying, but I will include that in this summary. Some of the redemption centers are saying some neat things, and I think it was Mark's intel, so Mark Z, so go listen to him if you want more about that, but I will cover it in this summary like I always do. So please consider subscribing and tapping the bell. I'm the only one who does the big picture and the summaries so that you really understand what's going on, because the big picture, sometimes some people can't see the forest for the trees. Okay, so I can see the whole forest and the trees. So this is the first article. New customs rules drive Iraqi dinar side. Basically, what they're saying is there was a CBI contact that was talking about the new customs rule. Former governor of the CBI said the new ESCUDA system, I'll read it to you. It says that under the new system, many traders must first secure a customs clearance declaration through the ESCUDA, the automated system for customs data platform, before receiving bank transfers. They're cutting off the foreign currency using the dollar exchanges through foreign currency transfers unless they go through the customs declaration. That means only government approved, bank approved transfers of dollars to foreign currency. Remember, the citizens, they made it illegal this last year or this year to use the dollar on the streets. It's only the foreign currency platforms that they're now shutting down using the ESCUDA system. So that's driving, the supply of dollars goes away when they do that. That means the dollar price goes up, the dinar goes down, the exchange rate, because they're restricting the amount of dollars they can have. Okay, that's what that means. Get on my live stream. I'm going to be live again tonight at 6:30 p.m. Join us for a margaritas and a question and answer session. Okay, but you have to be a subscriber, so please subscribe and tap the bell, because I don't leave it open anymore because there's too many craziness. The next article, Iraq completes 230 plus oil wells this year. I mean, they are ready to go. Gold surges on Venezuela's shock as safe haven demand spikes. My live stream, I caution you, central banks can stock up on gold because they have armies to protect it. You need to figure out, don't buy paper contracts at all. Just don't buy paper contracts. That includes ETFs. Make sure you hold your assets, whether it be gold or silver. Make sure you have it in a safe place. Amen. Hold your own assets. Cuba reports 32 national killed in the U.S. Caracas operation. Of course, Cuba's going to say that. They're a communist country. They like that there's communist uprisings everywhere. I am very happy. I shared my perspective. I just love what's going on. 40,000 prisoners freed under Iraq's amnesty law. That was really good. No terrorists were freed, no murderers were freed, only minor crimes, people that were held for political reasons, kind of like we have some of those political prisoners everywhere in the world. Politics can be crazy. And so now we go to the summary of everybody else. How am I doing? My husband wanted me to get this done. I said on my live stream I would do it later today, but I will give you the latest updates when I'm live again tonight at 6:30 when my husband goes to his meeting. Okay. So the first up on this summary is I don't know if I'm going to say, it's Frank 26. It says they voted on November 11th for Shazani to be the prime minister, and he's still not named, and the citizens are upset at the reforms and the lies. He said it's going sideways fast, but Frank says when the smoke clears, everything will be fine. Guys, faith as a mustard seed does pull this in. Please agree with me in prayer that it's already done, because God gave me that word years ago. And he also is speaking it through all the prophets. Samson, a government advisor, predicts a rise in global oil prices following events in Venezuela. Of course. Anytime they take a major player off the board, the volume of oil in the world goes down, and everybody that is able to ship oil, the prices go up. It's called Economics 101. Please subscribe and tap the bell. I can explain it all to you. Mountain Goat, we learned that a few militia factions residing in Iraq refused to lay down their arms when the mandates came from the U.S. to do so. It wasn't the U.S., it was the government. They want to disarm the citizens so they can get rid of the terrorist elements. Just like, they do in all the other countries that are safe, like the UAE and whatever. It says the Iranian inflammation must be squashed. I think they've already squashed it. That's why the military left. Most of the military are gone, except for the military in the Kurdistan region. So it says they're waiting. It says, I believe the trip, this is Mountain Goat, I believe the trip in early January by Mark Savaya will solidify the end of the militias in Iraq as we know them today. Nobody knows when he's going, though. So now here's the other thing, and then I'm going to tell you what everybody else is saying. This is where it gets a little messy, but remember, God said, don't worry about the banks. It's going to be messy. Take the money and run. That's what my 3 steps is for. You can always get those. Some rumors, Mark Z says, some rumors floating around say Dong at 535 or 540. Mark Z says, has a short bank story. Somewhere between 535 and 540 take home for people who have been allowed to deposit but cannot yet move it out of that bank. That's what he said. I'm not a fan of those. I say 3 steps for a safe exchange. It comes with serious restrictions, but it seems something's going on. Mark is trying to get to the root of that and confirm it. That's why if you go to his, I will talk about whatever his update is in the summary tonight at 6:30. He said, can you imagine taking home 535 or 540 on exchanging Dong? And this is after the fees and the spread. So I will be tracking that story and hope to have verification today. It got him excited. That was his last night update because he was live probably 10 to 11, so it hasn't made it into the summer yet. I was hoping, but my husband wanted me to get this done before 12:30, so that's what I'm doing. Jeff, the central bank has waited 22 years to reinstate the currency value because political corruption is the number one item that delayed this. That's why they've been waiting on this entire time. Political corruption. They told us these elections are what take Iraq and its government into the next stage, meaning international. Yeah, these elections had biometric voting. Our military told us that. Biometric voting plus paper ballots. So, and they also did DNS swaps for the census. They know who's in their country. Frank 26, Trump is a businessman. All he sees is the bottom line. It's not so much political with Trump. I agree. He just wants results. He's done more in a year than other presidents have done in 2 terms for us. I'm just saying. Very simple. It's time for Iraq to pay the United States of America for the last 20 years of protection. If they don't do as Trump is telling them to do, then he will destroy and double the sanctions. I don't know. I just know Trump does want it done. And I shared on my Zoom, one of the people that's supposedly close to him even mentioned Iraq when we were talking about when somebody asked, when is the reset going to happen? He used Iraq as an example in that. There's no coincidences, right? Samson, it says article, the Reconstruction and Development Coalition declares its right to head the government. Al-Sudani is our only candidate for a second term. Fun Lou, let's see. So it says, article, Iraq is not yet an IMF Article 7 member. It still operates under the transitioned regime of Article 14 for the exchange system. The IMF's 2025 Article 4 staff report states that Iraq continues to avail itself of the transitional arrangements under that. The same text notes that while Iraq still uses Article 14, it no longer maintains any restrictions under this provision and does not maintain current account exchange restrictions or multiple currency practices. Article 14 is a transitional arrangement that allows its members, typically those with legacy controls, to temporarily maintain certain exchange restrictions until they are ready to fully assume Article 8 obligations and formally notify the International Monetary Fund. What does that mean? That's a lot of detail, but we know that the CBI has already transmitted the rate to 4x, and it's been loaded temporarily on FXVU telemetry layers, waiting for coordinated political timing to be released. And it's posted on my channel, and I did a short on that. Anyways, now there's Paulette. The Iranian issue of the increased infiltration into parliament and the refusal of some to disarm are affecting the MR. I don't know what MR is. I personally feel that this has to be dealt with before any changes. That's how much Paulette feels. Who's Paulette? She's new. Maybe just here to make you think it's never going to happen. I don't know. But all I know is most people that are behind the curtain don't want the average everyday citizen wealthy. This is your one shot. You should join our channel. Jeff says Iraq is transitioning to going international, but very soon the rate change. Sensitive matters will be implemented, required to rechange the rate. The rate is probably not going to change until after the government has been informed. They've given 90 days, which would theoretically put the Constitution, give them until around March 14th. Will it take that long? I don't think so. I think it's done. Frank 26, you can't show the lower notes before you show the exchange rate. I agree with you, Frank. So guys, that's the summary. You're now updated in 10 minutes. What do you like? How do you like that? Also, somebody was also saying in my Zoom chat, can I remember? Anyways, something to do with the redemption centers. Guys, I don't recommend the redemption centers at all. Anything you hear about that, that's the messy part. I'll see you later. Bye. Join us live. Tell me if you're going to join us live. And also, again, Miracle Manifestation members also qualify for the Zoom this morning. Even though it was a mastermind Zoom, Miracle Manifestation, at the last minute I changed it so you can go watch the replay. Love you. Bye.